In this video, I'll take you through Ignite, which is a TryHackMe room, which focuses mainly on exploiting a vulnerability, which has to do with remote code execution. And so we'll just start right away. A new startup has a few issues with their web server. Let's check the tasks, then we start. So it just says root it, find the user.txt and the root.txt. So I'll quickly grab our IP address, then run an Nmap Scan. So I'll just do Nmap SC for the default scripts. Then I'll do SV for service enumeration, T4 for timing template of 4, then an aggressive scan. Then I'll just paste the IP address and let the scan run. While the scan is running, I'll come to check if there's a web page being hosted at that particular machine. So okay, it was already loaded. This is a welcome to Fuel CMS version 1.4, and immediately I see version 1.4. I know that at some point we'll have to check if there's an exploit available for this particular version of this Fuel CMS content management system. So we have some information here, but what stands out for me is this particular directory and this file, which says after creating the database, change database configuration found in this particular file, database.php, to include your hostname, username, password. So you can tell already this is genuinely of interest to us. We have this other information which are just a rabbit hole, doesn't help us in solving the box. We even have some credentials here which don't really help much. So I'll take this version of Fuel CMS, then I'll check if there's an exploit for it. So as that is loading, let's check if our Nmap scan is done. Okay, and there's only port 80, which we've already checked out, and nothing else. An Apache server, okay, that's okay. So let's get back and see. We have a remote code execution, so let's check out. Okay, it's loading. Okay, here we have the exploit DB CV report of this particular version of Fuel CMS, and this version 1.4.1. Ours was version 1.4, but this clearly states here that it's applicable to version 1.4 going downwards, so we are sorted there. So I'll just grab this script. It's a script that will execute for us to perform the remote code execution. So I'll just copy this particular script, come back here, here I'll open Vim. So let me do Vim exploit.py. Okay, I for insert, then let's paste that script, and this script requires that we modify the URL. So I'll just modify the URL, which I'll have to grab from here. I'll paste that. then escape. We'll write and quit. So let me just make it executable. So I'll change the mode to, let's do 777 exploit dot py, and I think now we are good to go. It's now executable. So what I'll do, I'll just run the script. So I'm running the script with the URL to the target machine. So let me just paste that URL, then let's run it. Okay. What seems to be the problem here? Let's check. Let me go into the file and check. Okay, now what happened? It should be as a string. The URL should be as a string. So let me put the string here. Sorry for that. Yeah, I think that's that. Let's write and quit. And we'll do what we did here, run the script. Okay, and the script seems to have worked. So at this point, what I'll do is I'll grab a one-liner for the remote code execution so that we can gain a shell. So for that, we can just do that from, we can grab the one-liner from pentest monkey. Here we have the codes for the one-liners for the reverse shells. So here there's a bunch of reverse shell cheat sheets. You can use any of this. You can try out any of this and find the one that works. So what I'll do, let me first set up the netcat listener. I'll do read line wrap, then I'll do netcat listening mode, verbose mode, no DNS resolution, then then I'll recopy. We still have, yeah, we still, okay. At this point I'll need my IP address, that's 10.2.3.11.96. We'll be listening at port, let's do port 53. It's where even if the machine has a firewall, this port 53 is normally allowed for DNS, so we'll do that. We don't have our okay, that's not important to us. I'll just do without it. It was a matter of convenience, but I can just do without it. Let me just make sure I do it with sudo. Okay, our netcat is now listening. Let me go back here, and now at this point I'll include the one-liner that I was talking about, and I think what will we do? Which one will we use? Let me see. So I've tried out a bunch of them, but this is what worked out for me. So I'll do it with this. Let me just write it down, then I'll explain what each part of it does. So that is make first in, first out. Then to the temporary named file. Okay. Then we'll read the contents of this temporary file. Then we'll pipe that to the bash shell. we'll open it in interactive mode, then we'll redirect the standard error and the standard output. This will direct to the netcat listener. So my IP address is 10.23.11.96. Then I'll redirect that again to the temp file. This is just to make sure the loop continues. So yeah, I think that's it. So what this one-liner does, this bit of it first removes the temp file if it already exists, ensuring that there's no conflict when creating the named pipe first in first out in the next step. Then this particular bit, this creates the named pipe file at the temp f file. A named file is just a special file that can be used for inter-process communication. It's what enables us to communicate between the different machines. Then we'll read the contents of the named pipe file. This is just the data received from the named pipe is then piped to the shell. Then this opens the shell in an interactive mode, then redirects the standard data and the standard input to our machine here, which then redirects everything else to the netcat. It redirects the output from the netcat connection back into the named pipe file at the temp f. This creates a feedback loop where the input from our machine is sent to the shell and the shell output is sent back to our machine. So this is just a one-liner. It's not a must we understand it, but we can get it from the pen test monkey. Then I'll run that. So let's check if we've gained our shell. Not yet. Okay, we didn't include here. Okay. What I'll do, we never included the port that we were listening at. So sorry. Okay, we did. We actually did. Okay, let me see what's wrong. What we never did was let me first fire that up. What we never did was include it. Well, we didn't include it at this particular one-liner. So I'll just do that real quick. Make first in first out as the named temp file. Then after that, we'll read the contents of the named pipe file. Then this will be piped to the bash shell in interactive mode. Then we'll redirect the standard error and the standard output to the netcat listener, which is at this point our IP address here 11.96. Then this is what I never included the port that we are listening at. So all this will be directed back to the temp file to create a loop. And let's cross our fingers and hope it works out. Let's see. Still nothing. Am I getting the one-liner correct? Let me see. We have this bit. We have this. Then we have this. Then we have, okay, I keep messing this thing up, and I'm sorry about it, but let's just do it one more time. Reading the files to the named pipe files, so pipe everything. So I think here's where I messed up. Okay, then iterating the standard output and the standard output to this netcat listener. I really hope I get it right this time. So 11.96, the port is 53, redirect everything to the named pipe file. Okay, let's hope it works this time. Okay, come on, what's wrong? Let me check out what's happening first. I've just been mixing myself. This didn't even require an IP address, so I'm sorry about that. I'm a little bit mixed up today, so let's see. Okay, what's happening? Okay, we have a shell here. We've gained our shell, so what I'll do, I'll just make our shell stable, so that would be that. Then I'll import ptui, then I'll do ptui.spawn, open bracket, and I'll do bin bash, then okay, we now have a more stable shell. Then after that, I'll just print our working directory, do an lsla. Then we have that. Let me see if we can cd to home first. Okay, we are in home, then lsla. Okay, so let's cd to www data, do an lsla right here, and here we see our flag.txt. So let's just read the context of our flag.txt, and we have this. So I'll just grab that, copy selection, come back to our box, so paste it here to see if it's the correct one. And yes, that's the correct one. So let me get back. Then what I'll do, okay, let me get back a few directories back. Okay, lsla. Okay, where are we? Can I go back to where do I want to go back to? Let me cd back to home first, then ls-la. Where did we get the flag? Let me check to see first. We got it where we are at data, so we don't let me go to www. Then what do you mean there's no such directory? Okay, I was doing it wrong. So okay, today I'm quite confused about a lot of things, but that's okay as long as you're progressing. So let me do an LSLA. Okay, and as you can remember, we saw the website here had this particular, where was that? The box had, where was that? It was somewhere up here. If I can just find it, yeah, we had this particular file which had the passwords are stated here, the username and the password. So that is where we'll go into to see what we can find there. So I'll do a cd, then I'll just do that. Okay. Let me. Oh, okay. I'll just go the normal way. I'll cd into fuel first, then I'll cd into, no, let me check what we have here. I'll then cd into application, then lsla. Yeah, we have the config, so I'll cd into config, do an lsla real quick. Then what I want to, our interest is in, where's the database? Yeah, our interest is in this particular file. So let me just read the contents of that file. That's database.php, and here we have it finally. So okay, we see this, an array. Then okay, we have here the username and the password. So what I'll do, I'll just switch the user to root. It'll ask for password, which I'll just use this password that we got here, and let's wait to see. Okay, voila, we are in. So let me do ID. Yeah, we are in as a root, as you can see here. Can further check with who am I. Okay, who am I? It's taking some time. Okay, see, it has said root, but let me just check again. Here you can see we are now logged in as the root user, as you can see with the pound sign here, or the hash. So the next thing that I'll do an lsla, check what is in there, and we can clearly see it's a root.txt file. We'll read the contents of the root.txt file real quick. Okay, so that was it. I was a little bit mixed up when solving this box, but you've seen where problems might arise when you're doing some of these things. But it was an easy box, which it was just straight up checking for the exploit, performing a remote code execution, and proceeding to escalating your privileges further. So yeah, we've finished, and that's it. I'll see you in the next video.